Hello everybody, welcome into another Talking Fitchburg update. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Today's date is Friday, April 3rd, 2020. Hope you're all having a wonderful day, a wonderful week. As we head into the weekend, we've got some headlines to get you updated on here today. We'll get right to it. We start with the superheroes we're calling the city clerks. That's right, city clerks around the state have been working hours and hours and extra hours to get all the absentee voting in, and we've got some updated numbers for you here. First, just a cool graphic there on the superheroes we call the Fitchburg clerk. We can't thank them enough. And the clerk's department has 16,465 registered voters to date. The clerk's department has sent out 8,226 absentee ballots for the April 7th election. Our clerks have been working like super clerks during the days, nights, and weekends to fulfill your request for the and grateful for their efforts on the absentee ballots. As of the 8,226 sent out, 3,579 have been returned. Absentee ballots must be received by 8 p.m. on election day. As of right now, to get into the election, there is the drop box located inside the first set of doors. We call it the vestibule. That's 24 hours a day. You can drop off your ballots there or get them back to us ASAP. And a special thank you to the clerks, Tracy, Jamie, Ruth, and Yesenia, all helping out during this time. As far as election safety goes, want to remind you, if you are going to be heading to the polls, well, the polls stuff will be the same. There'll be some differences in how we conduct this for your safety and the safety of the clerks and inspection workers and above. So it says here that there'll be markers on the floor to indicate a 6 feet distance between each person. Voters can enter the polling location when a marker becomes available. So we're going to have to keep people outside if as the markers and people are moving through. Hand sanitizer will be provided for voters when they enter and leave the polling location. Staff will be designated to clean all voting booths, badger books, screens, and pens after each use. Voters are strongly encouraged to bring their own ballpoint, blue or black pen to mark their ballots. Remember, no felt tip pens or markers. Booths will also be set 6 feet apart in distance. Our other news, brush collection still moving forward as planned. The next brush collection will start the week of April 6th. Brush will be picked up between Monday and Saturday, not necessarily on your refuse collection day. Lay brush with the cut ends to the street, and to ensure pickup, have your brush at the curb by 6:30 a.m. Monday. And please be patient while crews complete this pickup. For more information on the pickup and yard waste calendar, we have that all online, fitchburgwi.gov. Brush and yard waste. All right, exempting utility late payment fees, something that's changing here given the times that we're in. Fitchburg Utilities is exempting late payment fees until further notice. We recognize that for many of our customers, this is a time of enormous personal and financial stress, so we are working to do what we can to minimize that stress in the days and weeks ahead. We ask that the customers who are still able to pay their utility bills on a time, please continue to do so. And we offer payments through the Payment Service Network. That's PSN. And as always, there are no convenient fees when you pay your utility bill. Info or www.info.paymentservicenetwork.com. If you have any questions, you can contact your utilities office. It's 270-4270. Fitchburg Spring Utility, or the Fitchburg Utility Spring hydrant flushing will be getting started. So this will start on Monday, April 13th through Friday, April 24th. So originally it was going to be starting up next week, but they're booming it back here to make sure that we get the word out about that. So just keep an eye out for it, that we will be having flushing coming up, but it's not going to be starting on April 6th. Instead, it'll be moved back till further notice. All right, Wisconsin encouraged patients and providers to use telehealth options for the healthcare visits during COVID-19 public health emergency. This is what it says. While keeping people distant from each other during this public health emergency is critical to prevent the spread of COVID-19, the people of Wisconsin still require health care related to COVID-19 or not, using computers, tablets, cell phones, other technology to conduct healthcare visits at a distance, known as telehealth, can help people get care in a way that protects both the patients and healthcare providers. And the Wisconsin Department of Health Services was working to expand options around telehealth even before COVID-19 outbreak began on March 18th. Department of Health Services notified Medicaid providers of 2 changes that should increase the use of telehealth. First, Medicaid members can now participate in telehealth visits from any location, including their homes. Second, Medicaid members now can have visits with their doctors over the telephone, not just using face-to-face technology. These changes are permanent and will be available to people who have access to Medicaid services even after the current emergency ends. Department of Health Services Division of Quality Assurance, DQA, made it possible so that healthcare providers no longer need to separate certification to provide these services through telehealth. In order to remain responsive to the need of our communities, Department of Health Services will continue to work with healthcare providers to identify additional ways to use telehealth to meet Medicaid members' needs. Not all healthcare visits can use telehealth format, but there are many ways that they can, and ranging from appointments where a doctor may want to assess if there's any need for in-person visit to behavioral health sessions that are important parts of ongoing treatment plans. Patients should work with their providers to figure out what telehealth options are available for them. I've seen a lot of this going around. Hopefully your healthcare providers and insurances have let you know if you can do the telehealth. They said you can check in with your healthcare providers to find out more. All right, while you are at home, spot scams. Yes, we want you to keep those scams out of your homes. And here's what it says. Many of us are at home trying to protect our communities from the coronavirus. Thanks to those who are still working outside of the home. Be safe. If you have a minute to spare, it could be a good time for a refresher on spotting some of the common scams, especially now that you might be at home, and to get all of those robocalls, and especially since the scammers are doubling down on ways they can scam you. Yeah, they have been up on the phones, that's for sure. With that in mind, this is the first in a series that is being put out here to get you more information on scams. So that's kind of cool. And let's go into the first one. This is from the Federal Trade Commission, by the way, FTC. And it says here, for the past few weeks, we've been writing about how scammers are working overtime during the coronavirus pandemic to find new ways to steal your money and personal information. Many of these scammers are imposters, pretending to be anyone from the government officials like Medicare, Social Security, and others to family members in need. In 2019, imposter scams were the #1 scam reported to the FTC. Some of their stories might change in the headlines, but scammers have some tried and true tactics to keep ahead of them. Follow these series and know what to look for and what to do about it. And do not forget to pass along this information to others that you have learned. There'll be more information, and you can go to ftc.gov for more information. They'll keep you up to date on what's going on as far as the scams out there. But yeah, the phone calls have definitely been coming in a lot more. And yeah, not happy about that, you can tell. All right, the annual Fitchburg Historical Society meeting is postponed. That's right, the annual meeting is rescheduled for Sunday, May 17th at 1:30 p.m. at the Fitchburg Public Library. It's due to the current coronavirus rules. If these rules remain in effect at that time, the meeting will have to be rescheduled again. So that meeting rescheduled again on May 17th. All right, the U.S. Highway 14 construction will begin on Monday in the Oregon area. Wanted to pass this along so you're ready for it. Construction will begin on Monday, April 6th on U.S. 14 near Oregon. U.S. 14 will remain open to one lane of traffic in each direction using crossovers. Motorists are urged to anticipate construction activities in the area to reduce speed in the work zone. This $6.7 million project will repair and replace bridges along U.S. Highway 14 between Fitchburg and Oregon. Yeah, the construction will be near the U.S. 14 Wisconsin Highway 138 interchange. U.S. 138 will be closed between the roundabouts under U.S. 14. Southbound Wisconsin 138 traffic will be detoured using U.S. Highway 14 and Wisconsin Highway 59. Northbound Wisconsin 138 traffic must use Highway 14 alternate routes. The stage of construction is scheduled to be completed by July 1st. Construction will occur at County MM in the summer of 2020. That project will resume in 2021 at Brine Road and McCoy Road. We'll keep you up to date with our construction updates that we've been doing regularly here on Talking Fitchburg. Finally, a good reminder here that burning is no more. That's right. We've learned from the DNR last week that they have canceled all burn permits, and Dane County Sheriff's Office wants to remind you of this. Therefore, all burning of debris in barrels, piles, and on the ground and grass or wooded areas with the annual burning permits in DNR protection areas is prohibited at this time. We also would like to remind Dane County residents that the burning of yard waste, brush, and agricultural areas is dangerous during this warm, dry, windy weather. These fires can easily get out of control. Eliminating controlled burning will reduce wildfire risk, smoke in vulnerable populations, and person-to-person contact. So during this, please respect that, and if you see any wildfire, please report that to 911, as again, things are dry out there. All right, that does it for me in this update. We'll be back with another update on Monday. Have a good weekend, stay at home, and we'll see you again back here on another Talking Fitchburg update.